Hello and welcome to Talking About podcast where we talk about anything and everything. Have you ever thought about how you might never be successful? How you might just end up dead in the ditch on the side of the road, a road that no one drives. You ever thought about that? I have. A lot, unfortunately. um Continuing with those probing questions, I talk about what it means really to be successful, or really what it means to think about success, if that makes sense. So when I say this, I was talking to a few of my old coworkers about how what it means to become successful for them. These two coworkers both live with parents. They're all around my age, so literally fresh out of high school or still in high school. And we were talking about a lot of, how one of them really wanted to create a will, and because he has money, which is completely understandable. Like, when you have really no possessions except for money, you want to make sure it goes to the right people and not just to something that's not going to help anyone, if that makes sense. And he was talking about how much of an idea it is to be a pussy if you are afraid to die. So I was like, what do you? I asked him. I was like, what do you mean? You consider people a pussy who are afraid to die? And he kind of explained to me that you should be happy with what you're doing or what you've done, or you just don't in general live a fulfilling life. And I was like, that is completely fair. From that perspective, I can completely understand. But for me, I haven't, everything that people tell me that I've accomplished or that I'm doing so good on, I feel like isn't anything. I feel like it's a little tiptoe towards the right direction. I feel so under successful. I feel so little success, or I feel little, I feel, oh my gosh, I do not feel fulfilled with what I've done with my life so far. Yeah, I'm fucking 19 with no idea what I really want to do. Like, I guess that makes sense for me to feel unfulfilled what I've done with my life. But if I were to die right now, in this very moment, I don't think I would ever have something to say that I'm proud of doing. Yeah, I'm proud of certain things for stepping out of my comfort bubble and stuff like that, but I have never, I don't have some monetary amount of money saved up, although I probably fucking should. I don't have a degree in anything. I moved across the country, 3,000 miles away from home, but to me, that doesn't feel like I've done anything. That doesn't feel like I've done jack shit in the long run. For me to be successful, I guess it really comes down to money, which money, for every single reason, is the root of all evil. One of my biggest goals is to have a passive income where I can spend most of my time with my loved ones, and setting up, say, my little brother, or setting up, if I have kids one day, for success. Although it's not going to be just handed to them, I want to be successful enough where I can comfortably allow myself to relax. And until then, I feel like I've just been so tense. Lately, I've just been so fucking tense in general. I can't find a reason to relax, and I can't seem to relax in general. I feel like I'm not doing enough. I feel like I don't have enough jobs. I feel like I don't have enough money. I feel like I'm not successful enough. I feel like I'm not good enough to go buy myself a car. I feel like I'm not good enough to go get ready to put a down payment on a house. One of my biggest goals is to buy a house before I turn 21. That is one of my biggest fucking goals in life. Buy a house before I turn 21, have 5 houses by the time I turn 32. Those are my goals right there. Why 32? No idea. But it just makes me like, the fact that people are so comfortable like doing nothing and not really like working towards any goals, or like they feel successful at the fact that they got out of bed this morning. Like that to me is not enough. The fact that I got out of bed at 10 a.m. this morning is fucking unacceptable. The fact that I stayed up till 3 a.m. last night, fucking unacceptable. Like, why am I doing that to myself? Why am I allowing myself to be so unsuccessful? Why do I not have that grind on, you know? Why can I not find the will in me to better myself, to be more successful, or to feel more successful? Like, why is that such an issue for me? Like, I don't know if it's because of how young I am, or just how like bleakly I think sometimes. But it's like, I genuinely just like don't feel like I've accomplished anything, and I feel really upset and stressed and anxious at the fact that I haven't done anything like that. Like, it makes me, I don't know, it just makes me upset at that fact. And this episode really like is just me acknowledging that, because I feel like I've never talked about this out loud, and I've never told anybody that I never feel successful. Like, I do not feel proud of the person I am. I do not have pride in really anything, because I don't feel like I have a reason to be prideful, if that makes sense. And that's not just me being like quote unquote humble or quote unquote woke. Like, I want to be proud of something. I want to be proud of the fact that like I have a successful business, or I'm successful in whatever field of work I'm in. You know, I need to have something to grasp onto to be proud of, if that makes sense. And I don't know how to grab that. And I don't know if, I mean, I better as hell hope to God, pray to God that I can do those things, you know? Little water break. I feel like whenever I drink water on the podcast, my voice gets deeper, if that makes sense. But yeah, honestly, I think I'm going to end the episode there, because this was like a little ranting session. Like, as much as I'm trying to like make these podcast episodes as like professional as I can, like writing out a script and everything, I've literally had no ideas on what to talk about lately, because I feel like there's nothing for me to talk about anymore, if that makes sense. So I just docked my face with the microphone. So thank you for listening to this episode. If you relate to it, like, say you fucking relate to it, write a comment, please. Give it a 5-star rating. Anything you can do that will help. So thank you for listening, and I hope to catch you next time.